I want to start by talking about the Lakers. One quick thought. Now you're done.
Now I'm done.
They are done. The Lakers are done. And yes, I'm well aware that it's only February 18th. I know we have not even hit President's Day yet, but it is over. Shut it down. Let's go home. Whatever that implies to you. Whatever that entails for you. Snap off the car flags. Get ready for USC football or Dodger baseball if there's a season. Or just go surfing or go blast some Botox into your grill or get calf implants. Hit the beach. Hit the mountains because these Lakers are about to hit their tee times. They're done. They're DOA. They're dead on arrival. Anyway, as you probably know now, the team announced that Anthony Davis suffered an ankle injury, and initially they said there'd be a 2-week window. Yeah, well, now they've already doubled that because, of course, they have. Now they're saying 4 weeks before they can even evaluate where he's at. So assume that 4 weeks isn't even 4 weeks. We knew 2 weeks wasn't 2 weeks. Anybody who saw that, and say what you want about this guy and his body language, whatever you want. Question his durability, question his toughness. I'm not here to do that. Well, I will question his durability. But there was no way if you saw that guy was going to miss only 2 weeks. If you saw the injury and you saw him place his ankle on the floor at a 90-degree angle, you knew there was no way that guy was coming back in 2 weeks. I mean, get the hell out of here with that. I'm no doctor, but I don't need to be a doctor to know that if you put on your foot backwards, you're not coming back in 2 weeks. That's my official diagnosis. My official prognosis is a non-doctor. If you put your foot on backwards, you're not coming back in 2 weeks. I mean, this dude's lucky he even still has a foot. X-rays on Wednesday revealed no fracture, but an MRI yesterday showed that he does have a midfoot sprain. So that delusional 2-week time frame was immediately erased. Go ahead, pop the Brady Quinn post-workout shake because now you're done. Again, if they're already doubling it right now, I can't imagine what's going to happen in 4 weeks. They went from 2 weeks to 4 weeks, and I think it's safe to assume it's not going to be 4 weeks. Once again, they're not saying he'll be back in 4 weeks. They're not saying he'll be ready in 4 weeks. They are saying that he will be reevaluated in 4 weeks. And if that's what they are saying, then Jim Rome is saying, I don't need to reevaluate this team in 4 weeks. I've already seen enough. They're done. Anthony Davis is going to miss roughly half of the remaining games, and that would be the best outlook. It's probably going to be more than that, so it is over. They took a big-ass swing when they brought in a bunch of all-stars. A bunch of all-stars from like 2010. Limited credit for trying, I guess. No credit, though, for having it all blow up in your face.
For real.
And if you're looking for Russell Westbrook to pick up the slack now that AD has gone down again, you can forget about that, too. Never mind that that's exactly what they thought they should bring him in. They thought that bringing Russell Westbrook in was a good idea because it would provide insurance in the event that either one of the big two went down. Well, one of the big two did go down. Actually, even LeBron is playing nicked. But Davis went down. He went down earlier in the year. He went down again. And Russ is not going to be able to do a damn thing about that because Russ is a shell of his former self, and it was all a terrible fit to begin with. In other words, this has gone about as terribly as everybody expected, if not even worse. Remember when LeBron was all over the dude who came up with that play-in format? Remember that? Remember when LeBron called for the firing of the guy who came up with the play-in format? Because that play-in is the only way you're going to get in if you get in at all. And then if you do, you will be the quickest, fastest, easiest out there is. So stop cracking on the play-in. Stop ruining one of the most important cinematic franchises ever. You wreck Space Jam. This crew has zero, nothing, nada, no chemistry, no rhythm, nothing. All it is LeBron and 4 dudes not named LeBron on the floor. And when he's on the bench, or injured, it is the most hilarious combination of players you could ever imagine. Never forget there was that brief, glorious moment when this Laker roster had LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, Russell Westbrook, Dwight Howard, Marc Gasol, Rajon Rondo, and they have DeAndre Jordan, who was a force 8 years ago and now can't even get off the bench. 10 years ago, that team probably goes 80-2. Now they can't even make it back to 500. So I'm going to call my shot right now. I'm going to say exactly how it's going to go. This has all the hallmarks of a season where LeBron plays way too many minutes, and too many of them come out where he's got to play the 5. Somehow, some way, he drags them to a few meaningless wins over Houston and New Orleans, and that gives everybody a bunch of bogus, fake, false hope. But because he's already carrying an injury, he ultimately will break down, and then ultimately will blame everybody that he himself brought in. Then he'll try to make himself feel better by wrecking Space Jam again. Russell Westbrook is going to have a game where he goes for 30, and then he'll chase that game where he goes 1 for 10, where he'll drill the side of the backboard again. Melo will have a couple of 20-point games that make people say, yeah, pretty interesting. And THT will keep playing in a way that makes everybody think, but they wanted that guy over Kyle Lowry. AD will rush back from injury and then re-injure himself in the process. And then the Lakers will end the season by getting smashed by OKC at home and then lose to Denver with a starting lineup of DeAndre Jordan, Wayne Ellington, Stanley Johnson, Trevor Ariza, and Hillbilly Kobe. And if he's lucky, Frank Vogel can watch the entire disaster from a beach because this problem is not his creation, and he won't deserve to get fired, but he will be. If all of this is eventual, and it is, why not just do it right now and make it immediate? Rip the plug out of the wall. We're good. We're all good. I'd say to play for the lottery pick, but that's going to go to either New Orleans or Memphis. I would say they could play for their second-round pick, but that's going to go to San Antonio. Rob Pelinka took the Les Snead approach to picks when they traded for Anthony Davis. They bleeped them picks. And they aren't going to have much for a while. So I don't think Pelinka can show up at the arena, at the crypt, with a T-shirt of a picture of Pelinka and say, bleep the picks. It won't work. It won't have the same effect. I'm not even second-guessing all that. It got him a ring, right? You do whatever you can to win a ring, and if you win a ring, then it's all worth it. But you make a deal like the one you made for Russ, and you are screwed. Not only are you screwed this year, but if they don't pull a miracle deal in the offseason, and I don't see how they could, they're screwed again next year. And you've got this crew again next year. It's going to get worse before it gets better. Even the GM needs to know that. They're done. DUN. Done.